Hey there. So within this video, I'll give you a brief description on HubSpot buyer intent. I will give you an idea of how this works and what it can do for you as a company. So this isn't a super new feature, but it's generally available. So why then this video? Because the amount of portals I audit, but also the amount of customers I work with that just don't use this often or at all, it shocks me because it has so much value. It adds so much value to your HubSpot portal that I just felt like I need to bring this under attention again. And with that, let's start this video. So first off, let's dive into HubSpot. And in order to get to the buyer intent, we need to go to marketing. We go to buyer intent section. So what we have here is a new section with buyer intent, of course, 4 tabs: overview, visitor, research, configuration. So let me just give you a brief description on what buyer intent is and what you can do with it. So we have 2 main sections, being visitors and research. And within visitors, to start off with, we can actually see the companies that have visited your website. Super relevant if you're, for example, doing a lot of campaigns on Google Ads, for example, and you want to know what companies actually visited my website, right? Now you can actually see companies that are not already inside your CRM and who has actually visited your website. Super relevant because this way you can find companies that are looking at your website and you can actually see what particular pages they visited. So if we look at this one, for example, we see the pages they visited, the amount of visits, and the last visited date. We can filter this down a bit, of course, by time frame, by specific source, if they visited specific pages, and if they are or are not inside the CRM already. Next to this, we also have the research tab, second one. And within the research tab, to get there, we can actually create a segment where we can look at companies that have shown interest into particular topics or search intent criteria. For example, CRM integration, HubSpot software, HubSpot partner, etc. Companies that are actively researching these topics, we want to have show up inside this view. So next to people that have actually visited the website, your website, we can also see people that are actually looking, or companies that actually actively looking for the services you are offering. You can set these intent criteria up for yourself. Super interesting because now you don't have to pull in everyone, but you can also go outreach companies that are interested in what you are actually offering. Now, if you have either visitor or research information, you see these 3 buttons on the right side over here. You can also always view them on LinkedIn. You can also see their activity if they had any or have any, and you can also add them directly to your CRM as a company, add them to a static list, enroll them in a workflow, or maybe exclude them because they're a competitor, for example. This way, you can get inside information of companies coming in, but also information of companies that are actually searching for your particular solution. Now, back to the filters, because you have the visitor intent and target market. So enabling those for visitor intent, for example, you can set up the particular pages a company actually searched for, right? So maybe you want to show all the companies that have visited your pricing page, for example, and you only want to see those companies. You can use the visitor intent in order to set that up. Within your target market, you can actually set up a segment of the total market that you actually want to target upon. For example, all companies with at least 50 employees, that are doing SaaS business within the United States, and they are looking for CRM or CRM integration as we speak. This can be done and set up via the configuration tab, as you can see here. You can, of course, create multiple views for you to easily manage and through research intent in this case, or visitors in this case, anything you like. 2 other buttons that are really interesting, in my opinion, are the setup auto add and add email digest. So what do these 2 buttons do? First off, the setup auto add actually automatically adds companies to your CRM whenever they meet a certain criteria. Do that work. I can also add email digest. And with this, I can actually send myself an email on a daily, weekly, monthly basis of all visitors, for example, or all companies that are actively searching for my particular topic. So this way we can get a broader and better overview of what's actually happening on my website, but also what's happening inside the market. Yeah. I hope you found this useful. I hope I inspired you to make use of this new feature or of this existing feature inside HubSpot. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I will help you out and do my best to set this up for you as well. Thanks. Good luck.